Welcome to the Good Ride. I'm James Beastie, and I like to try on outerwear for you so you might not have to. And this is the 686 3-in-1 Smarty Form Jacket. If you've seen some of my reviews in the past, not a huge fan of the 3-in-1 jacket, but gotta keep an open mind and try every time. So let's talk about the fit here. It's a little tight, but I do have the puffy on underneath, and it's very warm, especially in the studio under pretty lights. They're not hot, but they're pretty. You can see my specs somewhere around here, and with an extension here with this large jacket, it feels more like some mediums do for me, and it feels tight around the shoulders. So it's a little on the tighter side, as you can see. It's very tight around the shoulders and chest. Feels fine down here. Just made for a little smaller frame than myself. I might have to go up to an XL for this to work really well, but we'll talk about that more when I get the shell off underneath. So next, we're just gonna hand this off to Davey for a second. I'm gonna talk about the inside layer. It's kind of a hybrid here, and this is a nice tight fit. I love how this comes down with micro fleece for just a little collar, but not a huge one. And you can see how it fits me real tight, and I like that. But it's got this interesting fleece part right here, so it stretches, and I like that. And I don't like it at the same time. I'm more into puffies. This puffy doesn't feel as breathable as some puffies. Just from my initial try on right now, I can already feel that. It's not regulating like some other puffies I've tried and wear around the house sometimes. This just feels like it's not gonna regulate heat that well, but it's gonna keep you a lot warmer when it's combined with the jacket.
Synthetic insulation versus opposed to down.
Yeah. Thanks, Grant. And you have two pockets here that could be skin compatible, but are more just for something else. This isn't really an uphill travel kind of mid-layer. So now getting the shell back on. The zipper's a little catchy, but it's not terrible. It's a better fit for me. I don't feel as tight around the shoulders. It's a little catchy in some places in the shoulders, around the chest, but not terrible. Very doable as a single shell. When combined together, gets a little tight, but it's doable as well. And I'll do this again. Now, let's talk construction. You got 20K waterproofing, 15K breathability. The outer layer, though, has a little bit of a slick feel, but it also feels like maybe a more evolved version of older materials that 686 used to have that were a little too porous for my taste and allowed snow to stick a little easier, especially wet snow, than other outer layers. And I can't speak to the waterproofing and the breathability because we're just here in studio. So when it comes to helmet and hood compatibility, this is a size large jacket with a medium Smith Maze helmet and Smith 4D mag goggles. It's one of the better hoods I've tried. I can turn my head each way, but as I get to about right here, it locks up right here and holds me from moving. And this is a large jacket, so if you had a large helmet to match, it wouldn't fit. And 686 is all about non-helmet compatible hoods, so that was kind of expected. And when throwing the cuff over the glove, does a pretty good job. It kind of shoots down past if it's all the way, but it's a really wide cuff. So if you tighten it up a little bit, it'll stop right here at your glove, but not be hard to do this if you do the on and off thing a lot, which a lot of people do, and it just pops right back on. It's really easy. If you want to go over the cuff, it's a little loose. It's not the best I've seen. You'd have to almost go past where the Velcro is. It would be awkward. Let's talk pit zips. just a standard mesh pit zip, not too long and doesn't breathe too much, but it won't let a lot of snow in if you fall or spray yourself or something like that. So when it comes to the outer pockets, you have two big hand warmer pockets right here that basically follow the black material in this from here to here. They're just open in there with a thin micro fleece on the outside to keep this part of your hand warm, and then taffeta on the inside. Then you have two big pockets with taffeta on the inside and a thicker micro fleece on the outside. So let's say if you're taking like a big ass phone like mine, the S22 Ultra, one of the biggest phones out there right now, it fits in here no problem. And it will jiggle a little, but it's far from being annoying, and it's going to keep the battery warm. So I like that extra warmth right there. And that's a recurring theme with 686 outerwear. They often add a little more warmth to your shell than most. And then this side is just taffeta on both sides. So it's not for the phone. It's just a nice pocket there. Inside, you don't have much going on except for a goggle pocket, but this is made to zip to the puffy. So that's kind of what I expected inside there. But you do have micro fleece if you take off the puffy, and that's going to add a little more warmth than your typical shell. Now, when it comes to the powder skirt, you have a fixed powder skirt, taffeta lined. You've got the jacket to pant interface right here, and it's just your typical powder skirt. And overall, I usually really don't like 3-in-1s. I think you compromise it everywhere and you don't really have a good advantage anywhere. But this one's doable. And what's the price point here? At $269, this is very doable for somebody who just wants a little something for every kind of weather. You're going to be pretty well prepared for this. I wouldn't take this out in really wet snow and really wet rain. I can't say for sure, but my instinct says maybe get something more burly. But overall, great jacket, great set for the price point.